Yo, it's KDM starting this new podcast. This is 101. This is the first podcast. So it's gonna be named Anonymously True. That's right. Anonymously True. Yeah, so Anonymously True. We ain't got everything set up because I got a whole office, but I just gotta get some furniture and stuff like that. But it's just like content don't wait. So I was like, man, let me just go ahead and get a little intro because I got a partner too with the podcast. So I just wanted to just go ahead and go through some topics. This is the first podcast. I always wanted to do a podcast, because I be having a lot to say, and it be true, you know what I mean? I be having a lot of truth that I be wanting to spread anonymously, kind of like when people say allegedly, but it's still true, you see what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the play on the name, but we got to get like a lot of more aesthetics and stuff like that. So this is the first one, I remember like watching some other podcasts and seeing them go from episode one to like episode 300, 700 or something like that, and seeing where they was basically just in a basement, you know what I mean? Kind of like what we doing. And then they work their way up to like all the professional equipment, microphones and stuff like that. It just take time, but the thing is, the most important thing is you just gotta get started. You gotta do it. You can't keep waiting. Like I could have waited. Like I could have been like, oh, I ain't got the right chairs yet. Let me wait. Let me wait another week, 2, 3 weeks. I ain't got a microphone. Let me wait another 2, 3 weeks. I could have just keep putting it off and keep waiting, and I ain't want to do that. So I'm like, man, look, whatever we got, throw it together, and then let's get this content out, and then we gonna grow. And then I always love the process of growth, so you could document it and see like this where we came from and this is where we going. So this is what it is. So we got some topics we're gonna run through. Um, we just gonna speak our truth anonymously. Speak our truth about these different topics and what we think. Just give a different perspective. Like you gonna learn. Like with me, my name is KDM, which is short for KD Motorsport. I own a car dealership, so that was the name of the dealership, KD Motorsport, and I'm known for being like a race car guy, like from the little city I came from, I'm like the top racer, like the top villain racer of all time, like in that city. So, you know what I mean? I was pushing hard in the race car scene, and I was only getting faster and faster cars and going up and up the ladder. But what made me kind of like fall back about it, one stock, rest in peace to one stock, he died, so it's like my car, the last car I had was a Toyota Supra. It was making like 1,100 horsepower, which is it's that's a nice range, especially for a Supra, you know. And then right when my car had blew, I lifted a head on it. That's when one stop Dre, he had died, you know what I mean? And I kind of had a connection to him, even though he was from New York and I'm from the Midwest, Springfield, Illinois, St. Louis, Missouri area too. But the cars he had was like the TT. He had an Audi TTRS. I had an Audi TTRS too that was built. You see what I'm saying? And then he went with the what's that? An M240, BMW M240, and now I went with a Supra, which is pretty much similar car. I think the M240 got all-wheel drive, but they got the same engine, same turbo, same modifications, to make them fast. So it's like I had that kind of connection because he was kind of showing me like what cars you can make fast, what platforms was good platforms to get in to have a fast car and beat everybody. So I was learning, because when I came in the game, didn't nobody tell me what cars you need, what platforms is best to go fast on. So I had to learn from somebody, and I learned that for One Stock Dre. So rest in peace, One Stock Dre. So when he had died, it's like, and my car had blew at the same time, and I had so many cars that I built to race. At that point in time, I was like, man, I did this so many times. It's dangerous. What just happened to One Stock Dre? My car just blew. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take my time fixing it. Even if it take a couple years, I'm not even gonna worry about it. But then in the process, I started trying to transition to something different. So that's what you've been seeing me trying to do, is like get away from the car stuff. I try to take trips. I try to go out to clubs and stuff like that. But none of that is really like fun for me. But it just, we got to see. But we got some topics, so we're going to run through the topics. What you got?
First on our list is a topic that you might have quite a bit to say. One of our famous celebrities, Aisha Diaz, says that it costs $50,000 a month to date her. What are your thoughts on that?
She said it costs 50 bands a month to date her. I did see a picture of her. She do look good. This is what I say. I say if your worth is what you can get somebody to pay you, that's your worth. You see what I'm saying? So if she got guys that she can get to pay her that much or spend that much on her, pretty much to be a girlfriend, then that's her worth. I can't say that's not her worth. Like when a dude has spent like 500K on Ice Spice or something like that, then it was like, okay, that's a $500,000 box. She spent.
I think it was 250.
250. Okay, so 250. That's a $250 box. She stamped. She could say that. She could say my shit's worth 250,000 because she actually had a person that paid that much for it. I look at it like paintings. Like you could have a painting and it can be worth $1. You could have a same looking painting and it can be worth 10 million and sell for 10 million at an auction. Your worth is based on what somebody is willing to pay you for your product or your service. That's your worth. So I can't say that she not worth 50,000 a month if she got dudes that's willing to pay her $50,000 a month. Obviously she is. You see girls making millions a month on OnlyFans and those dudes never even get to touch them. You see what I'm saying? So you got dudes on OnlyFans that's spending $50,000, $100,000 on a girl every month and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's like 50,000 for me, no, that's not gonna happen. No way, no how. But if she messing with 100 millionaire, you know what I mean, a guy that make 100 million a year or even 10 million a year, that 50,000 is like 500K a year. So he might be good with spending 500 bands on her a year. He make 10, so 500 that ain't really nothing compared to the 10. So he might spend that on her, and then we don't know what she's doing. She might be submissive. She might be respectful. She might be handling business. She might not be tripping about the other women that's gonna come along with rich dudes like that. She might be a great person. So her worth is whatever somebody is willing to pay her. And but I want to transaction into like, cause that remind me of like the Kai Cenat with his girl. I forgot. You remember his girl name? I forgot Kai Cenat's girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend. I ain't saying nothing bad about her. Gigi, right? So people were saying like they was trying to make Gigi seem like she was a gold digger because I think they had like some type of little stream where she was asking Kai for a lot of stuff for like a holiday. She was like, I want a G-Wagon, I want some earrings or whatever for a holiday. And I'm like, but people's trying to make it and spin it like if she was like some type of like gold digger or something like that. I'm like, no, she not no gold digger. That's her level. That's where she at. Everybody ain't on that level. But why are we gonna hate off this girl if she on that level? If her parents grew her up and raised her up on a certain level her whole life where she had money, cars, and all that stuff, and her parents was rich, then what do I expect for her to go out there in the world and get? I expect for her to go get a rich dude so she can live the lifestyle that she's used to. You see what I'm saying? So it's like if you get a princess can't get married to anybody. You see what I'm saying? Princesses grew up a certain type of way in a royal family. And usually they have arranged marriages for the princess to marry somebody else so she could keep at least that same level and that same lifestyle. That's how it works. You see what I'm saying? So if Gigi grew up that way, then we got to give thumbs up to her parents for growing her up that way and raising that bar so high and that standard so high. So any dude she mess with got to be on that level at least. You see what I'm saying? So I think she deserves a G-Wagon. She deserves earrings. She deserves all that. If Kai Cenat making 50 million a year or whatever, he could spend 400, 500K on some earrings in the G-Wagon. I think she deserved it. Why are we and then only like I want to say it's like only black people do that. Like Everybody else could get all these nice things and deserve all these nice things, but then when it comes to our people, we like crabs in a bucket. Don't none of us deserve nothing. A girl get a G wagon and everybody looking at her crazy, like she deserve it, man. Same thing with the Aisha girl. It's like if she could get a dude to spend 50K on her a month, she deserve it. Let that girl live. Let her be great. Why are we hating? But yeah, that's just my little thought on it. What's the next topic?
And so the next topic actually hits in one of your cities of St. Louis.
Yeah.
There was a fatal shooting of 19-year-old St. Louis rapper J4. It was captured on video.
Yeah.
Recent updates have shown that there was no charges filed.
So I did see the video. So before they came out and said there was no charges filed, I was kind of on the fence. That's a tough one right there. You know what I mean? It's tough because it's like you don't know the full backstory. You know what I mean? Now I'm just gonna speak for myself. If a guy is making threats about doing anything to me or my family and they pull up to my house, I'm not necessarily gonna say I'm gonna react the same way, but it could lead to the same result. You see what I'm saying? Me, I probably would have handled it like if he came to the door, I probably would have gave him a warning. I probably would have told him, get off my doorstep before I do this to you. You know, I would have gave him a warning only because he a black man, I'm a black man, you know what I mean? And I don't want to even put myself in a position to have to go do some time and spend thousands of dollars to fight, to pay a lawyer to fight a case. I don't even want to put myself in that position, so it'd be better off if you leave. Now, to tell the truth, the right thing to do, but they street dudes, so they got to live by a street code. This is why I say I'm not a street dude. I'm not a gangster. I've never been a gangster. I'm a hustler. I've always been a hustler. You see what I'm saying? Now, the right thing to do is just call the law because now you ain't putting yourself in no danger. He just gonna go to jail. You see what I'm saying? But then they gonna clown you and say that you called the law. So I get it. He live by different rules because he a gangster. I get it. You see what I'm saying? That's why I like my shit. I'm a hustler. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win. That's my objective. That's my goal at the end of the day is to win and make it home and make some money. All that other gangster shit, y'all can have it, bro. I done seen all the gangsters. I come from a family of gangsters. My biological dad's side, nothing but gangsters. My father that raised me, nothing but gangsters. My mom's side, nothing but gangsters. I come from it. I promise you, my family from East St. Louis. That's where we come from, East St. Louis. You see what I'm saying? So I know. And then in Springfield, I come from Evergreen. That's where I was born and raised at. It's Evergreen. That's the projects in Springfield, Illinois. Springfield is like a mixture of people from, really people from Chicago come live in Springfield. So it's like basically a little bitty Chicago. But this is the thing though. Was he wrong or right for doing it? It really ain't no wrong or right in that situation. It's just he decided to handle it the way he handled it. Well, I handled it that way, no. But I don't know the backstory. If a dude come up to your house lacking like that, then that could happen. You see what I'm saying? Now the charges was dropped. I'm fine with that because the law made the choice not to prosecute him or not to, bring up charges against him. So who am I to go against that? If they did looked at all the evidence and they got way more evidence than I got and they said, look, we not going to charge him, who am I to say anything against that? What I would say about the boy, the kid, these are little kids. They grown men, but they kids, right? I'm in my 30s, so don't take that disrespectful. But because I was a kid when I was your age, it ain't nothing disrespectful personally. But the guy that went up there to the door, you gotta stop playing out here. That's what I would tell him. You have to stop playing. Anytime you leave outside your house, your life is at risk. Anytime and every time and everywhere you go, your life is at risk. That's how you must move. When I leave out the door, I know anything can happen at any time, at any place. And that's how I move. I move like that. Like I be moving so fucking like militant and so like secret. Sometimes I be having to catch myself. I be like, damn, why am I moving like this? Like, let me just chill the fuck out. Can I chill? Like I'm all in the car, I'm checking my bead, my cues, I'm here, the door's locked, I got a little weapon I need to protect myself. I'm watching everybody. Sometimes I just gotta be like, man, just chill the fuck out. Because like it get to the point where it's not even enjoyable for me to go out no more. Every time I go out, it's just a race to get back home as fast as possible. Get everything you need to get done while you're out here to get home as fast as possible. So I don't even be enjoying life. So I get it, bro. But y'all gotta stop playing. If you got any type of static with it, dude, I don't give no fuck. If you think it's a game or not, you take every situation like it's the your arch nemesis, like they trying to kill you. I don't even care if I get on live with a dude and the dude say, "Yeah, KD, I'm on your ass." I'ma treat that like he trying to kill me. That's how I'm gonna treat that. He might come back later and be like, "Man, I was just playing when I said I was on your ass." But I'm gonna move like if you really on my ass. You see what I'm saying? I'd rather be safe than be sorry. You see what I'm saying? So you can't go playing, knocking on somebody's door. I don't know if he had a gun on him or not. But you always have to think, it's this movie, I think it was called Heat. And I learned something from the movie Heat where the guy was like, you gotta see the angles. So that's the thing with whatever you're doing, you have to see the angles. You have to sit there and think and use your brain and say, you gotta predict what's going to happen. And when you start going down that road, you start to have all these different options. And that's what the dude was saying. He said, you got to see the angles. So me thinking, I'm going to say, okay, if I go up to his door, what if he comes out shooting? That's one of the angles I'm going to see right off the bat. So then that's going to tell me, okay, maybe it's not worth the risk of going up to his door in this matter because it's a possibility on the table that he could come out shooting. If that's even a possibility, I can't take that risk. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know if they playing, if they drugged up, if they not thinking, but that was a complete crash out, bro. You gave him a hat. I seen his homeboy trying to stand up for him. I get it. He was saying that that's not considered a hat because it's a self-defense body. That's 100% considered a hat. You know, if somebody come try to do something to me and I'll take them out, that's a hat. You see what I'm saying? And it don't matter if it's self-defense is even more impressive because that means it's easier to unalive somebody when you catch them off guard. It's harder to unalive somebody that's coming to unalive you. You see what I'm saying? That's what Gucci Mane got his props for. You see what I'm saying? So that's a hat. You know, his friends seem like he don't care about his life and he already feel like he know what's coming next to him and he already accepted it. What I would tell that young brother is just move, man. Move and go away. If he got parents, this is what I would tell his parents. Take him and move. If your kids starting to get in gangs in their local cities, the best thing you could do for them as a parent is take them, uproot them, and move somewhere else. That's it. Just hey, we moving, we gone. In a week from now, or you might even just do it when you got everything in place. Hey, 2 days, pack your stuff, we gone, we leaving. We live in Cali, he's starting getting games in Cali, we moving out to Atlanta. He's starting getting games in Atlanta, we moving out to New York. He's starting getting, just move. That's the only thing that's gonna stop it is you gotta uproot that kid and take him from all that mess. Cause it's a mindset that they stuck in. But overall, I think it's a sad situation. I don't think he should have dumped the clip out on him like that. Even if you're going to come out shooting, maybe come out shooting, hit him a couple times, let it be. For you to dump the clip out on another man like that, it's like, I know it might have been some gang beef stuff, but at the same time, like, come on, man. He was running, his back was turned, he was gone. I'm still going to give him the right of self-defense. But you ain't have to overdo it and do him like that. We got to start caring for other brothers, man. Even if they talking shit. You know how many guys talk shit to me that beef and woof at me about things? And you want to know what? Every time I catch myself trying to get into a nigga, I say like, why am I doing this, bro? Because remember I said I'm a hustler, right? So this ain't making me no money. Me beefing with this dude ain't gonna make me no money. So I be having to catch myself like, hell, you not no gangster, bro. You could have been a gangster, but you're not no gangster. You a hustler. You chose to be a hustler. So it's like, I'm trying to make this money out. I'm trying to live this life. Money, cars, clothes, hoes. That's what they say. You know what I mean? Like, What is beefing with this nigga finna do? That's not gonna help none of this. So I be having to laugh at niggas, let niggas go. Like, okay, bro, cool. Hey, but I'm always on guard. You see what I'm saying? So don't do nothing stupid, you know? But what's the next topic? That's just my game on that topic, you know?
What are your thoughts on the Atlas, the 3i Atlas?
3i Atlas, so this is stuff that I actually like to talk about. Like the game stuff be cool, but like I said, I'm not a gangster. Like that type of stuff is like overall, just stop doing it, bro. Focus on going to go get some money. Trust me, I come from the streets. Trust me. I done heard all the stories. I done seen all the stories. It's just not worth it. Focus on getting you some money. Focus on getting you a house, a roof over your head, get you some vehicles, get you some money, take you some trips, seeing the world, you know, stuff like that. That you should never be worried about another man that much. Just like, and this is super old, but this is my first podcast, so I'm gonna still speak on it. Just like the King Von situation, it's like, and then like everything that comes from it. And then you got Lil Durk that's in jail right now fighting that case that stems from that. Like all that stuff could be avoided, bro, if brothers just know how to talk. Lil Tim and them was in the right. Lil Tim did what he was supposed to do. King Von was in the wrong. This is why you have to have stuff green light. You gotta have order where things could be green lit. You can't just be I'm the boss. I'm some street dude. I'm the boss. I'm making all the decisions. Sometimes you gotta have somebody you can get on the phone with and say, "Hey, he out here. I could run up on him right now. Do this and do that. What should I do?" Then you got somebody smarter than you gonna tell you no, red light or a green light. You see what I'm saying? So it's good to have that order. But this is the thing I would say about that. It's like that was a snake. I hear a lot of people, and I'm from Springfield, Illinois, it's just right down the street from Chicago. So I get a lot of people from the Midwest like say, no, he was whooping him. He snaked him. If I'm walking up and I'm off all type of drugs, perks and Molly and Percocets and all that type of stuff, and I ain't really even wearing my surroundings like that, and then you pop up and you just get the what's up, boom, 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 boom. That's a snake. Cause a fair one is what's up? You trying to fight? Then I get to respond back to you, yes, I'm trying to fight. Then when I respond back, yes, that's confirmed, then we could shoot a fair one. Anything outside that is a snake. You see what I'm saying? You snake me. Because even if you say, what's up, you trying to fight, and I say no, then I'm good. You see what I'm saying? But you just can't go put your hands on somebody because anything can happen. Now on the other side of the situation, with Lil Tim and Quando Rondo, they could have handled the situation way better. So this kind of like from my perspective, cut Durk a little bit slack because it's like you could have handled this different. So if I'm Durk, I could still be mad at you, even though I know you in the right and you didn't do nothing wrong. You did what you were supposed to do. I could still be mad at you because how you handled the situation. Now me, if that would have happened and I would have been on Lil Tim and Quando Rondo's side, what I would have did was come out and say, hey, we didn't mean for that to happen. We didn't even know it was him. So some random dude started swinging on me. I didn't know who it was. Shit happened. I feel sorry for it. I did not want that to happen to him. You know what I mean? Our shit wasn't even that deep. That's the reason why he's tried to punch you, because y'all shit wasn't that deep. It was just to the level of fighting, but not the level of, doing them like that. That's what I would have came out to. So then that would have gave Durk the out to say, okay, cool. This is how they handle the situation. Cool, we could let it go. Shit happened. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate that it happened. But now when you come out and you woofing and you talking and all this, now he gotta stand up. You see what I'm saying? And now he gotta combat that, or he gonna look a certain type of way. So I'm sorry to get off in the tandem, but you said 3i Atlas. Mm-hmm. I think like so when 3i Atlas was coming, so ain't nobody talking about it right now, right? So it's like so many things happen and so many things are coming, and this always happens. And then next thing you know, a year go by, 2 years go by, 3 years go by, 4 years go by. Nobody's talking about that old comment or that old thing that happened. So for me, I'm just waiting for something. I just want to see something happen. I'm to the point where I'm tired of crying wolf. Oh, it's this. It's this one. It's the aliens. They coming. And then a year go by, nothing happened. Nobody's talking about it no more. So I'm to the point where I just want to see it. You see what I'm saying? Now, I do believe it. I do believe that there is something out there that's coming. You see what I'm saying? That's an even deeper story, which we can touch into it. But I'm just tired of calling it. I just want to wait until it happens. You see what I'm saying? I want it to be a surprise to me too. You see what I'm saying? At the same time. But I just think that I think 3i Atlas may actually be something advanced technology. I just think their time is just not the same as our time. And for you to travel the universe like that, of course, your perception of time is going to be way different. And I get it and I understand it. So it's hard for us because we want things on our timing. You see what I'm saying? Where it's like they like, shit, we probably going to orbit around this area for 5-10 years. To us, that's a long time. Like, damn, y'all not gonna do nothing. But to them, they like, dang, that ain't no amount of time for them. That ain't shit. That's like a couple days for them. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand the difference of timing. You see what I'm saying? But I do think that advanced civilization. So from my research, what I've been doing, I think that you got books like the Bible, and you got books even before the Bible that speaks about like a advanced civilization, which they might have came from this earth too, and then they left the earth or whatever, or they might come from a different planet or something like that, and they visit here. I think there's going to be a major war. So I think the people that's running the earth are in connection with some type of advanced civilization that's giving them technology and giving them orders and telling them what to do. I think there's a presence that's here on earth that's kind of refereeing everything, allowing certain things to happen, stopping certain things from happening, and they have an agenda. Now, what that agenda is, it could be, ain't no telling, it could be just advancement of people to a certain level where we could accept them. You know, because you got to think about it like, take us back to like 1500s or something like that. Like, when, like, these glasses got cameras on them. I could record from these glasses. Like, so just imagine if I'm sitting in front of like a Native American, like a Cherokee, and I'm just sitting here talking, and I'm like, hey Meta, record, which Meta just started recording. You see what I'm saying? So he gonna be sitting there looking at me like I'm talking to myself. He not gonna understand that the glasses, people today don't understand that the glasses, they think I'm talking to myself when I'm in Walmart. They don't understand that I'm talking to the glasses, that it got speakerphones in there I can hear. You see what I'm saying? So just imagine that, like, those people, like, if I went back to that time with the technology we got today, that they wouldn't know what to think. Like, think of taking a Tesla back. You see what I'm saying? Like, you, like, some of them don't have steering wheels. There ain't no engine, no transmission. It just drives. It's super fast. They wouldn't know what that was. So going to the Bible, they would try to explain things to the best of their ability. They would say things like, we seen a dragon, or we seen stars fall from the sky, when you know that's a missile, a rocket. You see what I'm saying? We know that today, but they don't know that. You see what I'm saying? Or you know, and then it's like, I wouldn't be able to fit with the old civilization like that because I would be too advanced. You see what I'm saying? So just like if there's an advanced civilization that's more advanced than we are, we're not ready to accept them. We would be scared. We would be afraid of them. We won't be able to accept them because their technology would be too advanced for us to understand. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's their agenda. You know what I mean? But I think there's going to be a war. So there may be different civilizations. There may be a civilization that's in touch with mankind and the leadership that's on Earth. And they're probably in the process of having them do certain things because I think they're trying to get a one world order, one world government. And the reason why I think they're trying to do that is because they're trying to prepare themselves to fight whatever is coming back. And I think that's what the Bible says. It's like there's going to be a war in the heavens. So you got a force here, which is the kings and their armies, which is you know, the leaders and their armies today, and they're preparing to fight against what's coming back. Now, if that's whatever civilization is coming back with 3i Atlas, if that is a spaceship, there's going to be a war. They're going to come back, and then the kings of the earth and their armies are going to fight against that force. They're going to tell us that it's aliens, like Independence Day, the movie, and I just think they're going to lose. I think they're gonna lose, and then we're gonna see what the earth is gonna be like after that. What else you got though?
Well, to close the chapter out for today. Let's talk about the war that's currently going on.
You talking about with Iran or?
Mm-hmm.
So with Iran, it's like I think that they are, Iran is with Russia and China, so they made allies with them, and they are trying to do some moves to kind of like undermine the American dollar, if I'm saying that right, because the American dollar has been used for trade, and Russia and China and Iran is trying to change that, and I think that's the conflict. I think it has to do with the oil and what's that Strait of Hormuz or something. One of their little straits that the boats cross through. It has something to do with the oil. It has something to do with getting closer to China. It has something to do with taking over the Middle East. It has something to do with Israel. I don't really want to speak so much about them. You know what I mean? I just think that I'll tell you this. I'll give you a prediction. Whether whoever you think is wrong or right, and I go back and forth because it's like you could say these people is wrong, but if they doing it and you can't stop them from doing it, then stop crying. That's just what it is. You could say that these people is wrong, but if you got weapons and you could take them out, and this is like on Iran's case, if you got weapons and you could take them out, why you ain't using them? Yeah, you using them now, but you're using them in like a retaliation. Don't use them in a retaliation. Go offensive. You throw the punch first. Don't just wait until they come bomb. I'm not gonna sit here and wait for you to come bomb me, kill my leader, their spiritual leader at that, and then I'm gonna retaliate. Just to me, and I'm just being honest, right? Because I really don't care, either way. But to be honest, it's like to me that's weak. Don't be retaliation. Be offensive. If you ain't gonna be offensive, then just give up. If you gonna let them come over here and kill your leader and bomb and have air superiority over your country, and all you want to do is retaliate, and you want to go hit some other people and stuff like that, some weak nations and stuff like that, if that's what you want to do, just give up. Just give up. Let them get their let them collect all the pieces, do their one world order, and then let's see what comes from that. Because I believe when they do complete their one world order, so I guess prophecy would say that they're going to win that war because they're going to complete their one world order. I think they are going to complete it, but I just think the bigger war that's going to beat them is what's coming from outer space, or like the Bible says, in the heavens. Iran is not going to be the one that's going to defeat them. I believe that what's coming out of space is what's going to be able to defeat them. I believe that I believe they got some weapons that we don't even know they got. So you might think, well, America ain't that strong. They running out of missiles. No, bro. They got some shit that we don't even know. You see what I'm saying? So I think Iran gonna fight. I think Russia and China is going to use Iran as a proxy war, meaning that they're going to give them weapons to continue fighting. They're going to give them technology, give them surveillance and info so they could continue fighting. Which it's only right because it's the same thing that U.S. did with Ukraine and Russia. That war is still going on because America's still giving them weapons. So of course Russia gonna do the same thing now when America at war with Iran. It only makes sense. Some people think that that's going to cause World War III. Me personally, I think that America, Russia, and China are all working together behind the scenes. I think they're all working together to do a one world order. They're just fooling us. I think China's job is to take over, Taiwan and those smaller countries around them. Russia's job is going to be to take over, basically Europe. And America's job is going to be to take over the Western world, and then they're all three going to combine into one world order. That's what I think. I think they're tricking all of us. I think Russia and China and America are all working together behind the scenes. Or whoever's over all those three countries, they're combined together and they control those three major superpowers in some type of way. That's what I think is going on. So what you think? That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, we kind of ran through it kind of fast, you know, because it's just the first podcast, but it's KDM, you know, anonymously true. And I like that name because it's like some of the things you be talking about, you really don't want to get into it, but it's like anonymously, you see what I'm saying? But it's still giving you the truth, you see what I'm saying? So now you can go look up these things. But yeah, you know, just as a recap before we leave, the war, they causing those wars because they trying to get a one world order, one world government. Those three superpowers, I believe, are working together behind the scenes. They not. It's not America versus Russia, America versus China. That shit is fake. They are working together, even if they are fighting against each other and stuff like that. They ultimately they're working together for one world order, one world government. The killing shit just gotta stop, man. It's just not that important, bro. Like, I'm not gonna go to no dude's house and knock on his door. He not that important to me, bro. Unless he actually did something, I'm still not gonna go to his house and try to get him. Yeah, gotta start using your mind. Gotta start thinking, and then the parents gotta step up because I heard that they said something about the guy that died, his mom, and the guy that shot him. They were saying that his people was talking about harming his mom. So his mom knew that they had these issues before that shooting happened. You gotta be proactive. Don't wait. Get your kid. Everybody got $1,000. I don't want to hear that shit. Everybody got $1,000 today. Everybody can get $3,000 to their name. I know the brokest motherfuckers that can get every year they get income tax back. They can manage to get $3,000. You could go work a job for 2-3 months and get $3,000 to your name. That's enough to get you a down payment and move. What she should have did is took that boy, whoever the rest of his siblings is, and they should have moved out of St. Louis. When you start seeing him making them rap videos with all those guns in it and with all his gang around him, at that point in time, I'm gonna pull you out like I'm pulling you out the goddamn Matrix. We moving. We gone. Well, Mom, I don't want to go. Your ass grown. You gonna stay here by yourself. But if you want a place to live, we gone. We leaving. You see what I'm saying? Get them out of there. You know, and then you said with the Aisha girl with the 50K, she's worth it, bro. She's worth it. I'm not gonna pay her. I'm not gonna pay her the 50K. You see what I'm saying? But she's worth it. I remember they were saying to Nicki Minaj, they said she had $1 million box. I believe it. She got millions of dollars. She got millions of dollars in cars and mansions. Why is her box not worth it? I believe it. Hey, it's what it is. You know? So, man, KDM, Anonymously True, episode 101.